Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 11 of my favorite 31 hard rock and heavy metal albums of the 80s. We've been counting down each and every day this month, all throughout the month of May here in 2023. Our favorite 31 heavy albums from the 80s out of all the hundreds, maybe thousands, I don't know about thousands, but definitely hundreds of albums in contention for this top 31. Hard to just grasp 31, grab them out of that list. My list, like I said, my overall list is 300 strong easily. And I guess after a while I just stopped. I was like, all right, enough. I think I've got my favorite 31. Pretty sure I do. And then put them in order. That's tough too, right? So today we're going to take a look at an album that just barely makes it into this list because it was released January 18th, 1980. Right, so right at the beginning of the year, this is the seventh studio album from this Canadian band, who quite frankly kind of like bridged the gap here between what is known as progressive rock and what is known as hard rock and maybe progressive metal, right? Produced by Terry Brown and the band for Anthem Records. Produced at Le Studio in Morin Heights, Quebec, Canada. Of course, we're talking about Permanent Waves from Rush. I've seen lots of you pick this one, right? This is the first album in the 80s for Mr. Geddy Lee on bass and vocals and a little bit of keyboards and synthesizers, right? Alex Lifeson on all things guitar, Mr. Neil Peart on the drums and the lyrics, the power trio to end all power trios, Rush. A great album, like I said. This is their first album of the 80s. Signals a little shift in sound right after the big, bombastic, heavy, proggy, metallic Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres and 2112 before that, and Caress of Steel before that, or Fly By Night before that, right? So this album marked the kind of turn towards maybe a little bit more accessible music, but there's some pretty heavy-hitting stuff on here. There's some definitely anthems on here. There's definitely some prog on here, right? Great playing, as always. It's a fairly short album by most album length standards, right? I mean, we're looking at, 32 minutes long, right? 33 minutes. It's not long at all. Of course, it kicks off with a little bit of Spirit of Radio, right? Again, up until this point, maybe with Closer to the Heart or something like that, they hadn't really done any kind of like anthemic, like more accessible music like Spirit of Radio. Spirit of Radio, of course, has been a long-standing FM rock staple of FM rock radio, right? Classic rock radio, right? It's one of their most popular and well-known songs. Great track, great guitar lick from Alex Lifeson. Just, I mean, the whole song is just excellent. Very, very memorable, melodic, but still pretty hard-hitting. From there, you got Free Will. Again, great guitar work, drumming's off the charts. I mean, how about that guitar solo right in the middle of there, right? The bass, so good. Again, another one of their really, really memorable songs from this album. And then, of course, comes the kind of the heavier, the proggier Jacob's Ladder. Killer. Jacob's Ladder, I've long said, is one of my favorite Rush songs. It's easily a top 10 Rush song for me. Excellent track. Just under 8 minutes long. It's one of the longer tracks on the album. Each side of the original vinyl ends with a lengthy kind of mini epic. Then we got Entre Nous, which starts off side 2. That's big and bright, memorable. You got Different Strings. Okay, that's the shortest little piece, right? Excellent. And then, of course, Natural Science, which, again, another song, arguably my favorite on the album, and that is a 3-part, 9-minute and change epic. Really, really strong. And again, pretty heavy. I mean, the guitars are very aggressive in this, and there's just some just really intricate stuff. Great bass lines in this too. Natural Science to me is out of if you're going to call any of this album progressive metal, that's probably as close as you get to it. Just terrific stuff. And again, it needs to be said, like these classic Rush albums from like the 70s and the early 80s, they're very compact, and as my good friend Simon Bray always says, very concise. Right? They don't overstay their welcome. It's just like, 30, 35, 40 minutes tops. Boom, here you go. Great songs, one after another. and then whoop, see you later. That's it. Right? There's no excess on these albums. It's just all perfectly played, perfectly recorded. Great stuff. As far as like charting positions and things like that, let's see. We got number 3 peak position on the Canadian top album charts. Over on the Dutch charts, number 38. In Norway, number 21. Sweden, this made number 26. UK, number 3. And here are the U.S. Billboard Top 200 albums, number 4. All right. And as far as certification goes, this is a platinum seller in Canada. 100,000 units sold. Sailing away. In the UK, this is gold, also 100,000 units sold. And in the United States, this is platinum, 1 million units sold. Again, like Martin Popoff and I talked about the other day on Friday Morning at the Funhouse, this data, these sales units, are only since the last time someone paid to have these sales of these albums checked and certified. So again, this was whenever the last time this was certified. Okay, whenever that was. See if I can find any information on when it was last checked. So that's the information they don't give you. So again, it's showing this was platinum. My guess, all these years later, probably way more than that. But who knows? So, but anyway, a good seller for the band, and this was them on their way to obviously bigger and bigger sales with each successive album. So yeah, that's my pick for today. My pick number 11 here is Permanent Waves by Rush. Great album. Great album. And it would only be followed by another really great one, right? Arguably their best. So, gee, Pete, might that album be coming up in this countdown? I'll never tell until that day possibly comes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Let's go take a nap with Nuka. She looks like she's really comfortable over there. Sleeping in front of the telly. All right? Lately, that's been her favorite spot. Don't know. Anyway, but let us know what you think of Permanent Waves down in the comments below, as well as your pick for number 11. And visit, I think I said all that already. Yes, please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell to get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we get the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Pick number 11, Permanent Waves by Rush. There are the 3 guys. Love this band so much. Miss them so much. Miss Neil. Yeah, all that good stuff. So we'll see you tomorrow morning for pick number 10, of course, as we kickstart the work week off with the Hudson Valley Squares tomorrow. Don't forget, in just a little bit, we've got ranking the albums. Myself and Rich Catino will be ranking the albums, 9 studio albums from Norway's symphonic black metal legends Dimmu Borgir. So that's coming up in just a little while, so stay tuned for that. And I do hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Until next time, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.